The combined parliamentary opposition has used its majority to adopt a motion expressing no confidence in and calling for the removal of Minister of Home Affairs Clement Rohey from his position. 20 speakers on both sides of the House debated the motion, with members of the opposition refusing to heed the fact that under the Constitution of Guyana, the National Assembly has no power to remove a minister of government from office. Only the President can appoint or remove a minister. The irrationality of the opposition MPs in their quest for the removal of the minister was soundly condemned by his peers.
The trust between the political parties and members of this House on both sides. This motion brings out the issues of honor, principles, and good faith. Mr. Speaker, this Parliament and on this floor, on the general floor, we have no competence whatsoever to address evidence and information of who saw what, when and where, who did what, when and where. The issue of policy Mr. Greenwich talks about is very airy-fairy, because the policy issues are, did the police have the SOPs? Did they follow the SOPs? Who were the persons who fired? That's not policy. That's not policy, Mr. Greenwich.
The motion was tabled in the National Assembly on Wednesday, 18 July 2012 by Leader of the Opposition David Granger and demanded the resignation of Minister of Home Affairs Clement Rohey. The persons killed and injured were at the time involved in a protest during which the atmosphere became one which the police viewed with misgiving. They then issued the necessary warnings for the crowd to disperse. The protest was held against the rise in electricity tariffs in Linden.
It was accepted by Messrs. Granger, Messrs. Rupnarine, Messrs. Greenwich, honourable members Greenwich and Harmon, but then all hell broke loose. And it was either honourable member Kissoon who ran out to call, or it was Mr. Ramjatan who ran out with a statement, with a call to Linden. And once that happened, the fuse was lit.
Meanwhile, Minister Rohey, whilst not pointing a finger at the National Assembly, would prefer to abide by a ruling done by a commission of inquiry instead.
166,127 people who voted for us on this side of the House. And it is this 166,127 voters that are standing behind us. Mr. Speaker, I have listened to what has been said from the opposition benches, but I do not wish to engage in respect of policy, accountability, responsibility in a debate at this time. I will leave all I have to say on these matters for the Independent Commission of Inquiry. Mr. Speaker, I have much to say, but before to wait the Independent Commission of Inquiry. Mr. Speaker, the issue before us is a complex one. There can be no one side to this matter. In fact, there are many sides to what occurred on Wednesday, the 18th of July at Linden. The many views expressed in the course of the debate is but a microcosm of the views existing in the wider society. In my view, Mr. Speaker, A no confidence motion cannot and will not arrive at the truth as regards the circumstances surrounding the death of those Londoners. To place the blame for the shooting at the feet of the civilians at the Ministry of Home Affairs flies in the face of the lofty principle of presumption of innocence, which is a fundamental right enshrined in our Constitution. To apportion guilt merely by political reasoning and argumentation is, in my humble opinion, a reckless and futile exercise. Mr. Speaker, I await the establishment of the Independent Commission of Inquiry. I do so with a conscience that is clear and the vindication of all the changes and all the charges made out against me in this motion. Mr. Speaker, I close by stating that I have always executed my functions without fear or favor, affection and ill will.
Apart from the fact that the Speaker of the House denied the government bench time to formulate a response to the motion, the combined opposition embarked upon a course of action that preempts, prejudices, and undermines the workings of a commission of inquiry to which they had committed themselves just hours earlier by tabling the no-confidence motion.
I know of a minister who has seen the implementation of the Citizen Security Program, $27 million to revamp the police, to ensure that our justice system, to ensure that we can carry on a greater level of justice in this country. And he has done that with great proficiency and excellent leadership skills.
Article 183 of the Constitution of Guyana states that the office of a minister shall become vacant if she or he is no longer a citizen of Guyana, if he or she resigns and addresses it to the President, or if the President so directs. The National Assembly has rendered its verdict, and in the process disregarded the Constitution, natural justice, due process, and even the report of a commission which it established and unanimously endorsed.